Walker Stadium in Portland, Oregon for Christmas 2020 Redo Night. Tonight's battle for first place is the league-leading Gherkins take on the second-place Wild Bills. The Gherkins were shut out last night courtesy of a couple of great pitching performances from the Grey Wolves, while the Wild Bills are coming off a win last weekend against those same Grey Wolves. So it is Christmas redo night, and one of our gifts to the fans is different rules for every inning tonight. We will be spinning a wheel and determining what the rule for that inning will be. We'll bring those rules to you as they pop up throughout the night. Once again, I'm Mike Chex, working alongside John, Ian, Jack, Gary, and a host of others to bring you all of tonight's action. Let's get ready by giving you the Gherkins starting lineup. Leading off and playing center field for the Gherkins, number 9, Jacob Maben. He'll be followed by shortstop, number 11, Derek Maben. Adam Stevens, number 26, will be playing left field tonight and batting in the 3 spot. And, of course, number 21, Matt Bergevin, the right fielder, batting in the cleanup spot. He'll be followed by number 12, the extra hitter, Justin Herzog. Second baseman, Colby Grace. Then third baseman, John Taylor. Caden Doughton batting in the 8 spot. Batting in the 9 spot will be Kane Kianis, your starting pitcher for the Gherkins tonight and designated hitter. And then, rounding out the lineup, the catcher, number 2, Lucas Ware. Wild Bills starting pitcher tonight, Dorian Brodus. And it sounds like our first alternate rule tonight is coming up in just a moment here. And take a good spin on that wheel. Let's see what we came up with. 8 defenders. So we're going to start out the first inning. The team in the field will only be playing with 8 instead of the typical 9. And it looks like the Wild Bills are going without an outfielder. They've got everybody. They pulled the right fielder, apparently. So Matt Castanera getting an inning off from the field. Dorian Brodus winds, and the first pitch on the way over the back of Jacob Maben, a little bit inside, ball 1. Wild, Wild West League indeed, sure to be a crazy game this evening. Brodus winds and the 1-0 pitch, and that plunks him. So first pitch over his head, second pitch into his shoulder. Jacob Maben takes a 90-foot stroll down to first base. So Gherkins with the leadoff runner at first base, and that's going to bring up shortstop number 11, Derek Maben. Maben last night 1 for 3 with a single, was also hit by a pitch and had a stolen base. Brodus' first pitch to him, high and inside, ball 1. Dorian with a little bit of control issue here starting the first inning. All of the pitches have been inside so far. Comes set. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one over the plate for a strike. The count goes to 1-1. "84 degrees your temperature at game time tonight. Pleasant evening for baseball here out at Walker Stadium. Wind and the 1-1 pitch on the way. Bit high again, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. No surprise, being Christmas in July here at Walker Stadium, we have Santa and Mrs. Claus wandering around the stadium. Appears as though they dressed for Christmas, and maybe not the weather we're having right now, as that 2-1 pitch fouled off on the right-hand side. Count goes to 2-2. There we see Santa and Mrs. Claus. I would have figured shorts might be appropriate, but, you know, it's been a few months since he's been to the Northwest. Can't really blame him. Brodus stands tall on the mound. Jacob Maben with a lead from first base. Wind and the 2-2 pitch on the way. That was fouled off of Maben's bat. Went to duck out of the way of that, and in doing so, managed to catch the ball off the top of the bat. So count will remain at 2-2. Shadows covering most of the outfield, making their way across the infield. Pitcher's mound, though, still in the sunlight. Brodus looks over at first base. Wind, and the 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and that is cracked into center field. And even though there were only two outfielders, Kirtley comes over and makes the catch. We're going to score that P8.5. So one away. Maben had to hold at first base. That's going to bring up left fielder Adam Stevens. Stevens, another right-handed batter, 1 for 4 in last night's game. Walk and a stolen base. Takes a look at the first pitch. That's inside. Runner going low. Throw from the catcher, and that ended up hitting Maben down at second base. Maben in safely with a stolen base. So that'll put a runner in scoring position for the Gherkins early on. Maben on at second. Stevens taking a strike on that first pitch. Brodus back up on the mound. Maben 2 steps off towards third base. Stevens twirls the bat around, awaits the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Ball was in the dirt. Nice stop by Jake Morrow behind home plate. Kept that right in front of him. So Stevens on the backside of an 0-2 count here. Brodus looks in, gives a look back to second base. Comes to the plate. High ball 1. Your umpires for tonight's game, Picklebot 8008 is your home plate umpire, and intern Ben working the infield. Swung on and hit to the shortstop, fielded cleanly by Soper, over to first in time. 6-3 the putout. On the play, Maben moves up 90 feet to third base. First run of the game, 90 feet away for the Gherkins. They are 2 down here in the first. That's going to bring up right fielder number 21, Matt Bergevin. Bergevin stands tall on the left-hand side of the plate. Dorian with the first pitch. A little inside, ball 1. Brodus has got a good look over at Jacob Maben, who's about a step off of third base right now. And Brodus comes set, 1-0 on its way. Swung on and fouled off to the left-hand side. Count goes to 1-1. Dorian gets a new baseball from intern Ben. Climbs back up on the hill. Looks into his catcher, Morrow. Time now called. Bergevin going to step out, take a practice swing. Steps back in, taps home plate. Dorian comes set. 1-1 pitch on the way. Again, pitching him inside. Bergevin fights that off to the left-hand side. Foul 1-2 now. And it is already time to retrieve new baseballs. Dorian gets one from the third base side, climbs back on the hill. Toes the rubber. Looks in, gets his sign. Got the one he wanted. Wind and the 1-2 pitch on the way. High and a little inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Gherkins right fielder. Bergman with a pair of home runs on the season already. 11 RBIs. Wind and the 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and that is hit to deep short. That's going to be Soper ranging back, settles under it, and makes the catch for the final out. So a leadoff walk, but nothing doing. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left. We move on to the bottom of the first, scoreless here at the walk.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Great color vodka.
Welcome back to the walk, fans, and as you can see, Mr. and Mrs. Claus making their way around the grounds. I do not see any gifts in tow, but I think those are in the form of the various rule changes we'll be getting from inning to inning tonight. For those of you just tuning in, we're moving to the bottom of the first, and each team only has 8 fielders to start this game. Wind and Kane Kianis' first pitch. A little bit low, ball 1. Devin Kirtley, the center fielder, standing in on the right-hand side of the plate. Looks at the 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1. Kane, as I mentioned earlier, pitching tonight and a designated hitter for the Gherkins as he winds and brings the 1-1 to the plate. Just a little bit outside on that one, 2-1. So where Brodus was standing in the sun in the top of the first inning, Kane now encased in the shadows, and that hit to center field and short an outfielder. That's going to drop for a base hit. Stevens over to field it, brings it into second, but a leadoff double for Devin Kirtley. So the Gherkins, like the Wild Bills, choosing to shorten their outfield by 1 player, and that comes back to haunt them on that. Kirtley depositing one into deep center field, and neither outfielder could get there in time. So Kirtley on in scoring position, and that's going to bring up catcher Jake Morrow. Some defensive changing up here by the Gherkins. Look like they're loading the left-hand side here. Essentially a second baseman playing left field right now. Interesting setup. Wind and the first pitch on its way. Catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1. So we've got a defender at first. and then nobody else on the right-hand side of the infield. They've got a shortstop and a third baseman, and now 3 outfielders for the Gherkins. Colby Grace now serving as the de facto left fielder. Wind, and the 0-1 pitch on the way, and that is hit up the middle for a base hit. Currently going to be held up at third, and wisely so, as the ball gets back in quickly. So currently 90 feet away, Jake Morrow with a single. Back-to-back hits for the Wild Bills as shortstop Michael Soper comes to the plate. So Colby Grace returning to the infield with the double play possibility in effect. They would gladly give up a run to get a couple here. Soper stands in from the right-hand side. Kianis comes set. First pitch.
Wild Bills, Wild Bills, Wild Bills, Wild Bills, Wild Bills.
And pitch just caught the inside of the plate for a strike. 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. High and outside, ball 1. So the Gherkins defense right now has them with all 4 infielders, a center fielder and a right fielder. Left field sitting vacant right now for Soper. So he takes the 1-1 pitch, ruled a strike, 1-2. Picklebot 8008 calling balls and strikes tonight. Kianis looks over at first. Now comes to the plate. Fouled off into the netting behind us. 1-2. So 1-2 the count. Soper stands in, open stance to the right-hand side. Kane's 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and that fouled off to the left-hand side. If he could have kept that in fair territory, he would have had a triple most likely. There's absolutely nobody on the left side, even the center fielder playing just a shade over to the right side. 1-2 the count. Kane comes set and to the plate. Strike 3 called. Soper caught looking. So Kianis with a great curveball and caught him looking for strike 3. This is going to bring up Wild Bills extra hitter, J.J. Hoover. Hoover stands tall on the left side, runners on the corners, 1 away. Kane comes to the plate. Catches the inside part of the plate for a strike. Hoover thought it was a bit inside, backed off the plate on that pitch. Kane looks over at first, comes set. 1 pitch on the way. That one over for a strike. 0-2. Nice off-speed pitch by Kane there. Kane definitely in the driver's seat now. 0-2 count on the Wild Bills extra hitter. Kianis delivers. Swung on and fouled off. Trickles down the first base line. Count stays at 0-2. Hoover just fouled that one off. Kane back up on the hill. Looks in. Looks over at Morrow at first base. Wind, and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. That one not far off the plate. Nice pitch. Just a touch off the plate. Kane looking to limit the damage here. Comes set. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled off to the right-hand side. Back to the parking lot. Count remains at 1-2. Gherkins back to their initial formation in the outfield, a left center fielder and a right center fielder, and again, infield playing at double play depth. If they can get two and get out of it, that'd be great. That pitch low and outside, ball two. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hoover steps back in, taps home plate. Kane will look back over at first. He delivers. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Full count on the extra hitter. Go ahead run 90 feet away. Kane comes set and to the plate. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. He got him. So Kane, after giving up a leadoff double and then a follow-up single, struck out Soper looking and got Hoover swinging. So with 2 away, Wild Bills still looking to cash in on those hits. I'm going to send left fielder Cody Rannett to the plate. Wine and the first pitch to Rannett. Low ball 1. One and 0 the count. Runners get their leads. The 1-0 pitch on the way. A little bit high, ball 2. 2-0. Nice eye by the Wild Bills left fielder. Gherkins outfield shaded slightly to the right now. That pitch over for a strike. 2-1. Gherkins with the no left fielder outfield right now. Wind and the 2-1 pitch on the way. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Not in time. Stolen base for Jake Morrow. So, runners on at second and third. Count is 2-2 on Cody Rannett. Single here could drive in a pair. Kane comes set. 2-2 pitch on its way. Swung on and a bouncer to the second baseman. Grace fields it cleanly over to Doughton, and that will do it. 4-3 the putout. Kianis strands 2 runners, and we will move on to the top of the second inning. No score here at the Walk.
Do you know the signs of stroke? Remember the acronym Be Fast. B is for balance if you can't stand. E is for eyes if things are blurry. And F is for face if you got a little sag. And A is for arm if it starts to drag. S is for speech if you slur what you say. Call 911 and call right away. T is for time and the time is now. Be fast. B-E-F-A-S-T. Sing along at ohsu.edu/BeFast.
Where'd you get that shirt? Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles? Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch stand at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm gonna have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
Catch every new Portland Pickles and Wild Wild West League merch drop at pickleshop.com.
We're going to spin it. All right, fans, welcome back to Walker Stadium. We're moving to the top of the second, which means it's time to spin the wheel again. Let's see, what do we have this inning? We're still waiting to figure out what the rule is, but it looks like the Gherkins are going to start with a runner on second base. So Matt Bergevin, I believe, is who's starting out on second base. This is basically extra innings MLB rules here is what we're doing this inning. So Bergevin starts out at second base. Justin Herzog, the extra hitter at the plate, and he took a ball the first pitch, 1-0. Second pitch on its way, and that one's over for a strike. 1-1. So Bergevin in scoring position to start off the top of the second. Brodus comes set. And now he's calling out his catcher. They're probably going to go over the signs. It probably likely a shock to him that he was starting with a runner on second base, so makes sense. Wanting to make sure he and Jake Morrow are on the same page. So meeting on the mound over. Brodus back up on the bump. Takes a look back at Bergevin. Comes to the plate with the 1-1. Low in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike for Justin Herzog. Brodus takes a look back at second base. Winds, 2-1 pitch on the way. Little bit high, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Brodus again looks back at second, brings the 3-1 to the plate. Swung on and fouled off for a strike 2. Full count now. Be a big out for here for Brodus if he can get it. Both teams held scoreless in the first. Pickles threatening early here in the second. Wind and the pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back into the catcher's mitt, but he holds on. Strike 3. Big strikeout for Dorian Brodus. First strikeout of the afternoon for Brodus, and that's going to bring up second baseman number 50, Colby Grace. Colby Grace 1 for 3 last night with a single. Single like that, a drive in a run here. Wind and the pitch on the way. A little high and tight, ball 1. And Dorian's been missing. He's been missing up tonight for the most part. Here comes set the wind and the 1-0 pitch on the way, and that is line down the left field line, but foul. 1-1 the count. One count on Colby Grace. Dorian comes set. Looks Bergevin back to second base and then steps off the mound. So Bergevin gets his lead again, about the same amount he had before. Dorian looks in, back at second. He now brings the 1-1 pitch to the plate. Bergevin was going, great throw by the catcher, and he got him. Wonderful throw by Jake Morrow and handled greatly by Weiss down at third. 2-5 goes the put out. Some question as to whether or not Bergevin was out at third, but there's pretty much a consensus that that was the case. 2-1 pitch, off the plate for a ball 3. So Grace's at bat has changed exponentially here. No more runner in scoring position, and now looking down a 3-1 count with 2 outs. As he fouls that one straight back off the net. Count goes full for the Gherkins second baseman. Takes a couple practice swings. Has a word with Wild Bills catcher Jake Morrow as Jake gets settled in behind the dish. Dorian now, nobody to worry on base behind him. Comes set. 3-2 pitch on the way. Down the heart of the plate, strike 3 called. So, pretty impressive inning for the Wild Bills as they gun down the runner at third and a pair of strikeouts from Dorian Brodus. We move on.
Makes Wickles pickles so
Score here at the walk.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Great color vodka.
What makes Wickles pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
Where'd you get that shirt? Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles? Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch tent at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm gonna have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
All right, fans, welcome back to Walker Stadium as we move on to the bottom of the second inning here. And we are starting again with a runner on second base. That is Cody Rannett. And that is Manny Castanera at the plate, right fielder for the Wild Bills. First pitch strike from Kane Kianis. He comes set, looks back at second, 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled off the left tone pole for a strike. 0-2. So Rannett takes a few step lead off second base. Castanera in at the right-hand side. Kane looks back. 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. 1-2. Wild Bills able to get their 3 outs last inning without giving up that run that started out on second base. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning, and that's going to stand up first baseman Jonathan Stone. So Jonathan Stone steps in with 1 away and a runner on second base. Twirls the bat a couple times. Kane comes set. Pitch on the way. It's over for a strike. 0-1. Kane looks in, gets his sign from catcher Lucas Ware, comes to the plate. Nice curveball there, catches the outside part of the plate for a strike, 0-2. Kane's starting to pick up some movement on his pitches now as the shadows have engulfed all of the infield. Stone steps back in. 0-2 pitch on the way. Caught on and missed, strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts by Kane Kianis here to start off the second inning. Cody Rannett has basically traveled about 2 or 3 paces off of second base, and that is all the further he has gotten so far. That's going to bring up third baseman Travis Weiss. Weiss batting from the left-hand side. Wide, and the pitch on the way to him. A little bit high, ball 1. One and 0 the count. Cody takes a couple step lead off of second base. Kane looks back. Wind, and the pitch on the way. Also a little bit high. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Kane comes set. 2-0 on the way. Runner goes. Throw down to third base, and not in time. Cody Rannett with a successful steal of third. So go ahead run 90 feet away. Travis Weiss with a 2-1 count on him. Kane comes set, delivers. Got the outside part of the plate for a strike, 2-2. Kane looking to get out of trouble here with this pitch, and he does. Swing and a miss, but he gets away from the catcher, and the run will score. So mark that down as a strikeout. A wild pitch that ends up scoring Cody Rannett.
Second baseman, number 24, Cooper Johnson.
So 1 run in. Travis Weiss at first base now. That's going to bring up Cooper Johnson. Cooper, the designated hitter for Camden Johnson, playing second base tonight. Kane's wine, and the first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Travis faked towards second base. Didn't end up going. Lucas came out ready to fire down to second, though. 0-1 the count now. Kane will look over at first base. He delivers. Swung on and fouled off to the left-hand side. Count goes to 0-2. Cooper in on the right-hand side. Travis takes a couple step lead off of first. Kane delivers. Swung on and hit to the right side, and that is through for a base hit. Fielded by Bergevin, and he gets it into second quickly. That'll move Travis down to second base. And that's a single for Cooper Johnson. That'll bring up the second extra hitter, Brock McMullen. So Brock comes up with 2 on and 2 out, 1 run in here in the bottom of the second. Kianis comes to the plate. High and inside, ball 1. Brock steps back in. Kane takes a look back at second. Comes to the plate. Just off the plate, ball 2. We're finally starting to hear some fans chirping about Picklebot's calls. Never takes long. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one definitely over for a strike. 2-1. Runners on at first and second, 2 down. And Kane looks back Travis Weiss to second base. No throw, just stepped off the back of the mound. Back up on the rubber now. Brings the 2-1 pitch to the plate. Low and inside, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Mullen stands in. Wind and the pitch on the way. That caught the outside part of the plate for a strike. Full count now. So with 2 outs, runner's going to take off running. Kane steps back off. Brock steps back out of the batter's box. Straightens up, steps back in. Kianis will look back at second. The pitch to the plate. Swung on and a bouncer to the shortstop. Going to be fielded cleanly and over to Doughton, and that will end the inning 6-3. But the Wild Bills able to put one across here in the bottom of the second inning. They lead it 1-0.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles. Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch tent at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm gonna have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
Catch every new Portland Pickles and Wild Wild West League merch drop at pickleshop.com.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Great color vodka.
All right. Fans, welcome back to the walk. And oh, Christmas wheel, what new rule are you giving? Ho, 2 outs per inning. So the wheel giveth last inning and the wheel taketh away this inning. Only 2 outs to deal with now. As if these Wild Wild West games don't go fast enough, we're going to make it 1 out faster here in the third. Third baseman John Taylor stands in. First pitch of this inning, a ball. 1-0 the count. Dorian comes set, 1-0 on the way. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Taylor, a left-handed batter, wind, and the 2-0 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Only 2 outs this inning, but 4 balls is still a walk. 3 strikes, still an out. And that fourth pitch, a ball, 4-pitch walk to start off the 2-out top of the third. So as Taylor trots down to first base, then it's going to bring up first baseman number 13, Caden Doughton. Interesting to think with no outs here, double play ends this inning. Brodus looks in, brings the first pitch to the plate. Inside for a ball, ball one. I'd like to think that on the first opportunity, the Gherkins are going to try and steal second base here, eliminate that double play inning-ending possibility. Taylor draws a throw over to first, back in time, standing. Only got about a two-step lead off of first base. Dorian comes set, 1-0 on the way, and there goes the runner, throw down to second. Nice reaching grab by Camden Johnson, but John Taylor in with a stolen base. That's just smart baseball right there. Move the runner, eliminate the inning-ending double play scenario. So Jake Morrow now going to come out and have a conversation with his battery mate. Going to go over the signs and make sure that they're on the same page now that there's a runner in scoring position. So 2-0 the count on first baseman Caden Doughton. Dorian looks in, back at second base. Doughton standing tall in the batter's box. 2-0 pitch on the way. Inside, ball three. So a 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning has been followed up by a 3-0 count to Caden Doughton. Dorian needs to come in right now. Hitters count, 3-0 on the way. Low and outside, ball four. So back-to-back walks to start out the top of the third inning. Dorian came into this inning, afforded a one-run lead. Not completely certain that he wishes to keep that. So 2 runners on. That's going to bring up designated hitter, nay starting pitcher, Kane Kianis. Brodus looks back at Taylor at second base. Comes to the plate. Apparently off the plate there, ball one, 1-0. Dorian Brodus now having a hard time finding the strike zone. Pep talk from Jake Morrow out on the mound. Some words of encouragement for his pitcher. They got Camden Johnson and John Taylor playing in the dirt at second base and just shy of throwing dirt clods at one another. It is the Wild Wild West League after all. 1-0 pitch on the way, high and tight, ball two. 2-0. Picklebot detractors definitely cannot argue that call. Wow. So 10 straight balls so far this inning. That one high, ball three. So the strike zone's become a bit of a narwhal here this inning for Dorian Brodus. Cannot seem to find it. Count 3-0 on Kane. Pitch on the way. There we go, our first strike of the inning. 3-1 now the count on the Gherkins starting pitcher. Dorian stares back at second base, now steps off. A couple runners on seem to have gotten under Dorian's skin this inning. Comes set, and the 3-1 pitch on the way. Catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. Count now full. Kane thought that was outside, started to take off for first, didn't get very far though. So full count, runners on first and second, one out. Brodus in with the 3-2, and that plunks him. Works back from a 3-0 count to draw it full and then hits the batter, so that will load the bases. John Taylor down to third. Caden Doughton moves down to second base. And Kane Kianis on at first, hit by a pitch. So that brings up number 2, the catcher, Lucas Ware. Mound visit right now for the Wild Bills. All right, it looks like we've got Caden Shelton, number 11, right-handed pitcher, out to the bullpen for the Wild Bills. Brodus really has had a pretty good night up until this inning. Gave up the leadoff hit by pitch walk to Jacob Mabin and then retired the next 3 batters. Struck out 2 batters that he faced in the second inning after Jake Morrow gunned down Matt Bergevin trying to steal third base. And when he has come out for the third inning, just cannot find the strike zone. Walked the bases loaded. 2 4-pitch walks and a hit batter. So, table set for Lucas Ware. Remember, only 2 outs this inning, so a double play still gets the Grey Wolves out of the inning, and that pitch is lined to the shortstop. Nice play by Soper. Excellent play, ranging to his left, managed to snag that out of the air. L6 goes the put out. So, 2 away now for the Wild Bills. As the Gherkins center fielder Jacob Mabin returns to the plate, lineup is flipped over. And Mabin led off the game, getting hit by a pitch, stands in for his second plate appearance. First pitch of ball 1. So, though Ware lined out, there is still only 1 more out left in this inning. Base is still loaded. Wind and the 1-0 pitch on the way. That was over for a strike. Strike 1. Let's see some of the fans hanging out here at Walker Stadium. Christmas outfit we got going on there. Count is 1-1. Dorian comes to the plate and plunks Mabin again. And that is going to walk in the tying run. So Mabin has taken his lumps this afternoon, but he picks up an RBI for his effort this time. So John Taylor walks himself home. Caden Doughton moves down to third base. Kane Kianis finds himself on at second, and Jacob Mabin on at first. That's going to bring up shortstop Derek Mabin. Mabin popped out to the center/right fielder back in the 8-defender first inning. Brodus comes set. First pitch of the at-bat. Throws it behind Mabin. Ball 1. Brodus having a hard time finding his release point this inning. 1-0 pitch on the way. That pitch over, but a little low. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. Mabin with a chance to do a huge amount of damage right here. That one over for a strike. 2-1. So for as much as a tightrope as Brodus has walked this inning, he's still only given up 1 run. Strikeout here would benefit him greatly. 2-1 pitch on the way. High ball 3. Brodus needs to come in here. 3-1, 2 outs, bases full of Gherkins. Looks in, gets his sign, comes set. 3-1 pitch on the way. Over for a strike. Count goes full. Jake Morrow comes out from behind the plate, giving direction to his infielders. Camden Johnson playing deep at second base. Dorian looks in, gets the sign from Morrow. Payoff pitch on the way. Swung on and hit to the left side, fielded by the shortstop Soper, over to first. Not in time. Infield single for Derek Maben drives in 1. And the Gherkins have taken the lead.
Left fielder, number 26.
Caden Doughton in to score.
Stevens.
Jacob Maben with an RBI. Kane Kianis down to third base now. Jacob Maben at second, and that's going to bring up left fielder Adam Stevens. We got another meeting on the mound, and it looks like that's going to do it for starter Dorian Brodus. Brodus given up 2 runs so far, but is responsible for all 3 runners on base right now. Fans, we're going to have a new pitcher. We'll be back here at Walker Stadium in just a moment.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Great color vodka.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles. Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch stand at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm gonna have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
Catch every new Portland Pickles and Wild Wild West League merch drop at pickleshop.com.
At Adventist Health Portland, we're partnering with OHSU to give our patients access to more specialists and more advanced care in more places than ever. Together, we can do so much more.
All right, friends, we are back. Dorian Brodus chased from the game after 2 2/3 innings, only gave up 1 hit, walked a total of 5 batters, 2 of those legit walks, 3 of them hit batsmen, and struck out 2, responsible for all 3 runners on the plate. But new pitcher for Wild Bills is number 26, Darius Lowe. His first pitch of the inning. A little bit high, ball 1. So 1-0 the count on Adam Stevens. Pitch on the way. That one a little bit low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Stevens taps home plate, twirls the bat around. Low comes set. 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and hit to the left side. Off the third baseman, Weiss gets behind him, and that's going to plate another run. So Kane Kianis comes in to score. Jacob Maben down to third. Derek Maben down to second. E5 on the play puts Adam Stevens on first. Does not get personal credit for the run batted in, though the run still scores. So 3-1 the score now. And Matt Bergevin returning to the plate. First pitch to Matt on the way. Catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1. Darius takes a long look in. Now comes set. 0-1 pitch on the way. Inside, ball one. 1-1 the count. So Gherkins fell behind last inning. They have managed to push 3 across so far here in the third. Wind and the 1-1 pitch on the way. In the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. So 3 batters in a row have reached here in the top of the third inning. Matt Bergevin going to try and keep the line moving. 2-1 pitch on the way. Just misses, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bergevin definitely in control here. See if he can get a pitch to send out to left field here. Darius comes set. 3-1 on its way. Outside, ball 4. So another walk. That one brings Jacob Maben in to score. Derek Maben moves down to third. Adam Stevens shuffles on down to second. And Bergevin earns himself first base and another RBI. So nobody would have thought that an inning that only had 2 outs in it could produce so much damage for the Gherkins. They have put 4 across here in the third. It's Justin Herzog, the extra hitter to the plate. He struck out his first time up back in the second. Darius brings the first pitch to the plate. That one ruled a strike. 0-1. Good looking pitch. Caught the inside part of the plate. Darius really could use to get out of this inning right about now. 0-1 pitch on the way. 0-2. Now the count on Justin Herzog. Bergevin on at first. Stevens on at second. Maben takes his lead from third. Wind and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Low, ball 1. 1-2. Darius looked like he thought he had that, but just a little low. He comes set, brings the 1-2 to the plate. That one high, ball 2. So Lowe got ahead on Herzog 0-2 and has missed the strike zone with the last couple pitches. Herzog, the 9th batter to the plate this inning. Wind and the pitch on the way. Low, ball 3. Count has gone full. Nice job by Justin Herzog to work the count full. Again, bases full of Gherkins, nowhere to put him. Lowe looks in, gets his sign, comes set. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that plunked him. Of all of the possible outcomes on that 3-2 pitch, that was not the one I was putting my money on. So another run comes in for the Gherkins. This time Derek Maben the one coming around to score. Steven changes his residency to third base, and Bergevin shuffles down to second. That's going to bring up second baseman Colby Grace. Colby struck out back in the second inning. Caught him looking. Grace, the 10th batter to the plate this inning. Lowe looks in, comes to the plate, and that one popped to center field. That one's got some ride going. Back on it, Kirtley settles under it and makes the catch. So, Wild Bills finally get out of this inning, but not before giving up 5 runs on only 1 base hit. We head to the bottom of the third. Our score now, 5-1 Gherkins.
Do you know the signs of stroke? Remember the acronym, be fast. B is for balance if you can't stand. E is for eyes if things are blurry. And F is for face if you got a little sag. And A is for arm if it starts to drag. S is for speech if you slur what you say. Call 911 and call right away. T is for time and the time is now. Be fast. B-E-F-A-S-T. Sing along at ohsu.edu/befast.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
Welcome back to the walk, friends. 5-0 your score as we move to the bottom of the third inning. Those of you just joining in, our Christmas rule this inning, only 2 outs required. So, Wild Bill's going to start with 1 away here, and Devin Kirtley at the plate. Count is 1-1 on the Wild Bills center fielder. Devin led off the first inning with a double. Kane comes set, pitch on the way. Or that is not Kane, excuse me. That is number 18. Andrew Stolte now on the mound. So Kane only going 2 innings. Stolte now taking over. He's got a 2-2 count on Devin Kirtley. Winds and brings the 2-2 pitch to the plate. Kirtley swings and misses. Strike 3. So that makes 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning.
Number 19. He pitches. Jack Morrow.
one away in this 2-out inning. Stoltze comes to the plate, and that one gets past Lucas Ware. A little high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. So for all of you scoring along at home, which I'm sure you are, there will only be 2 outs this inning. Wind of the 1-0 pitch on the way. Inside, ball 2. 2-0. Sun now settling behind the trees here at Walker Stadium. Absolutely gorgeous evening for this game. Andrew looks in. 2-0 pitch on the way. Low and outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Morrow singled back in the first inning and then stole second base. Wind and the 3-0 pitch on the way. That one over for a strike. 3-1. Andrew looks in, winds. 3-1 on the way. That one low, ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Jake Morrow puts him on base for the second time today. It's going to bring up shortstop Michael Soper. Soper had a really nice defensive play back in the second inning. Struck out looking his first time up in the first inning. Takes a look at a pitch outside, ball 1. Kianis goes 2 innings pitched, gave up 1 run. Wind of the 1-0 pitch on the way. Oh, ball 2. Gave up 1 run on 3 hits. No errors. Run was not earned. Next pitch in for a strike. Morrow gets a lead over at first. 2-1 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled off on the right-hand side. Nice play by the Gherkins dugout. Count goes to 2-2. Stoltze can get out of this with a strike here. Comes set. 2-2 on the way. Swung on and lifted to right field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. Jake Morrow rounding second. He will head for third. Throw comes into second. And runners now on the corners for the Wild Bills.
That's a base hit for Michael Soper.
So Morrow around to third. Soper holds up at first with a long single. Wild Bills in business here. Runners on the corners, 1 away. Might only be 1 away, but there's only 1 more out needed this inning. Wind and the pitch on the way. Off the plate outside, ball 1. 1-0 on extra hitter J.J. Hoover. Wind and the pitch on the way. In the dirt, that gets away from Lucas Ware a little bit, and on the play, Michael Soper going to make it down to second base. It's Christmas time. We're going to go ahead and gift him a stolen base on that one. So 2 runners on in scoring position. 2-0 pitch to the plate. In there for a strike. 2-1. Wild Bills looking to see if they can do some damage here. 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Big swing by JJ. Count goes to 2-2. Single gets you at least 1 run, if not 2 here. Wind and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and that is hit to center field. That'll be in for a base hit. First runner comes in, second runner, that scores them both. Morrow coming in easily, Soper running all the way from second, comes around to score. Hoover ends up with a single on at first and 2 RBIs.
Getting into the plate, left fielder for Gherkins, number 13, Cody.
So, that cuts the Gherkins lead in half. 5-3 now the score, as left fielder Coney Ranit steps in. Runner on first, one away. Wide in the pitch. Swung on and hit to the second baseman. Grace fields that cleanly over to Doughton at first. And that will end the inning. 4-3 on the putout, but not before 2 runs come in to score. Fans, we're going to head to the top of the 4th. 5-3, Gherkins leading the Bills.
B-E-F-A-S-T. Do you know the signs of stroke? Remember the acronym, be fast. B is for balance if you can't stand. E is for eyes if things are blurry. And F is for face if you got a little sag. And A is for arm if it starts to drag. S is for speech if you slur what you say. Call 911 and call right away. T is for time and the time is now. Be fast. B-E-F-A-S-T. Sing along at ohsu.edu/befast.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Break of vodka.
What makes Wickles pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret.
All right, fans, we are back with another spin of the wheel here to start the 4th inning. And what will the Christmas wheel give us this inning?
Number 8.
Oh, 2 outs per inning again. We liked it so nice. We're doing it twice, apparently. One must think that definitely favors the Gherkins as it did last inning, as Darius brings the first pitch of the inning to the plate. Outside, ball 1. A little bit of deja vu, as this is John Taylor leading off the 4th inning. You may remember him from leading off the 3rd inning. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one over for a strike. 1-1. Taylor led off last inning with a walk. As he looks at the 1-1 pitch. Over the outside part of the plate, and a beauty from Darius Lowe. Count goes to 1-2. Lowe looks in. Now brings the 1-2 pitch to the plate. That one bounces in. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. Nice sized crowd out here at Walker Stadium for a beautiful Saturday evening baseball game. Darius Lowe looks in and brings the 2-2 pitch to the plate. Fouled off and behind home plate. Count remains 2-2. Takes a long walk out of the batter's box, now steps back in. Lowe looks in, brings in the 2-2 pitch. That one fouled off to the left side. Count still stays at 2-2. 2-2 the count on third baseman John Taylor. Pitch to the plate. Low and outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Taylor going to see if he can work his way on with a walk once again. Darius comes set. Wind and the 3-2 pitch on the way. Low and outside. He lost him. Ball 4. So John Taylor going to saunter on down to first base for the second time in 2 innings. And the last inning starting the same way the first one did. Although with a couple more strikes.
University of Oregon, first baseman, Hayden Gherkins.
So with John Taylor on at first base, that's going to bring up Caden Doughton. Again in a familiar position to last inning. Doughton also walked. Darius a glance over at first, now comes to the plate and throws that pitch behind Caden. It's gonna warrant a mound visit from catcher Jake Morrow. And a mound visit from the dugout. Ryan Gordon taking the stroll out to the mound, and he is taking the baseball from Darius Lowe. Wonder if he saw something that we didn't, but Darius relieved of his duties in the middle of an at-bat. You do not see that terribly often. So we got some player shuffling going on here. Fans, we're going to take this to break real quick because we're going to have some warm-up pitches to get through, and we will bring you the new pitcher in just a moment.
At Adventist Health Portland, we're partnering with OHSU to give our patients access to more specialists and more advanced care in more places than ever. Together, we can do so much more.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Break of vodka.
Back, and again, Darius Lowe leaving in the middle of an at-bat here in the top of the 4th inning. Caden Shelton will be taking over with a 1-0 count on first baseman Caden Doughton. Also has John Taylor to contend with over there at first base. Winding the first pitch on the way, fouled off to the right-hand side and out of play. Count now goes to 1-1. Shelton, another right-handed pitcher for the Wild Bills. Looks in, gets his sign. Quick throw over to first base. And it looks like John Taylor's carrying a huge pickle with him over there at first base. Now I'm unclear if that's another Christmas rule that I know nothing about. Throw down to second base, and with the pickle slides in, but not safe. Number of people questioning whether or not the Gherkin slowed him down or not. I don't believe that to be the case. If he'd slid in Gherkin extended, I think he would have beat the throw. It's just that he kept it under him, trying to cushion him from the slide, and that's really where he went wrong. If he just extended the pickle slightly, he'd be on in scoring position. Instead, 2 outs, or 1 out now here in the top of the 4th, and swing and miss for strike 2 on Caden Doughton. Doughton probably taken out of the game temporarily by seeing his teammate slide into second carrying an inflated pickle. 2-2 the count. And Caden comes in, swung on and knocked over to the first baseman. Stone cleans it fieldly and runs to the bag. 3 unassisted, the put out. And that's second out of the inning, and that's enough to move us on to the bottom of the 4th. We're through 3.5 here at the walk. 5-3 Gherkins.
B-E-F-A-S-T. Do you know the signs of stroke? Remember the acronym, be fast. B is for balance if you can't stand. E is for eyes if things are blurry. And F is for face if you got a little sag. And A is for arm if it starts to drag. S is for speech if you slur what you say. Call 911 and call right away. T is for time and the time is now. Be fast. B-E-F-A-S-T. Sing along at ohsu.edu/befast.
All right, fans, we are back here at the friendly confines of Walker Stadium on Christmas night, 2020 redo, and your gift continuing here in the 4th inning is only 2 outs. We're going to see what happens is Andrew Stolte's back out for another inning's worth of work, and his first pitch to the plate. Outside, gets away from Lucas Ware, ball 1. Stolte gave up a couple of runs there in the 3rd inning. He brings the 1-0 pitch to the plate. Misses ball 2, 2-0. Manny Castanera at the plate for the Wild Bills. Looks at a 2-0 pitch. That is off the plate as well. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, the count. Wind in the 3-0 pitch, and that is outside, ball 4. So, Manny Castanera, after striking out back in the 2nd inning, works a 4-pitch walk here to start out the 4th. And that's sort of how these 2-out innings have gone so far. Leadoff walks abound. It's going to bring up Jonathan Stone, the first baseman. Stands in tall on the left-hand side. First pitch, he takes a big swing at and misses. Strike 1. Well, fans, make sure you come out to Walker Stadium and check out the action. We got more tomorrow afternoon. Rosebuds taking on the Wild Bills late in the evening at 7:05, and the Wild Bills and the Rosebuds also doing a game at 3:35 tomorrow. It's going to be New Year's redo day. 1-1 pitch on the way, and a beauty over the plate. 1-2. Stone watched that sail by and wished he had it back. Instead, now looking at a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way, and that's line to the right-hand side and through for a base hit. Castanera going to take a turn at second base, and he gets back. Stone on at first, so a walk and a single. Put 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. That's going to bring up third baseman Travis Weiss.
Now batting, third baseman from Mount Hood.
Weiss struck out back in the second inning, but the pitch got away from Lucas Ware, and he was able to scamper on down to first base. Takes a look at the first pitch. Catches the outside corner of the plate for a strike. 0-1. Stolte comes set. He delivers, and that one knocked to right field, and that's going to drop in front of Bergman for a base hit. And another single. So, bases full of Wild Bills.
Three runners on. Your second baseman is setting up, number 24.
Tying runs are in scoring position in the form of Manny Castanera and Jonathan Stone. Travis Weiss, the go-ahead run on at first base, and that's going to bring up Cooper Johnson. Cooper, the designated hitter for Camden Johnson, the second baseman. Takes a look at a first pitch ball, 1-0. Stolte having some issues here in the bottom of the fourth. Next pitch, swung on, hit right to the shortstop, Derek Maben, who fields it cleanly, and he doubles him off for two. Unassisted double play. So, that's 2 outs, and that is your inning, friends. Crisis averted. We move on to the top of the fifth. Gherkins 5, Wild Bills 3.
B-E-F-A-S-T. Do you know the signs of stroke? Remember the acronym, be fast. B is for balance if you can't stand. E is for eyes if things are blurry. And F is for face if you got a little sag. And A is for arm if it starts to drag. S is for speech if you slur what you say. Call 911 and call right away. T is for time and the time is now. Be fast. B-E-F-A-S-T. Sing along at ohsu.edu/befast.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
All right, fans, welcome back to Walker Stadium, and we're going to check out what this inning's new rule will be. Oh, Christmas wheel, what is it? Oh, this is going to be a fun one. If a fan catches a foul ball, that is an out this inning. There was also a rider added that if anybody catches a ball off the netting before it hits the ground, that will also be an out. So that should be fun. There's Brock McMullen stepping in, and he knocks it over to third base, field cleanly by Taylor. Over to Doughton.
One down in the inning. Setting up the catcher from the University of Oregon, Lucas Ware.
So that was Kane Kianis at the plate, who grounded out 5-3. Weiss to Stone. And we are back to 3 outs in this inning, not just 2. As catcher Lucas Ware stands in. Winding the pitch on the way. Lucas shows bunt, takes a strike. 0-1. Caden with the 0-1 pitch on the way. It's sort of a check swing. Nice play. Caden fields his position, runs it over, and gets the put out unassisted. So Lucas Ware retired 1 unassisted, and that is 2 outs already here in the top of the 5th.
Jacob Maben.
lineup over, and that's going to bring to the plate Jacob Maben.
Number 1 Wild Bills fan.
Maben with 2 welts on the afternoon, hit by a pitch in both of his first 2 at-bats. And we got a foul back to the side, but nobody able to get a hold of that. 0-1.
If you catch it as a fan, you could still turn it in for a red rep. It'll be an out and a free red rep.
0-1 the count on Jacob Maben. And he lifts that one to deep left center field. Rennet settles under it on the warning track and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the first time this game, I believe. We're going to move on to the bottom of the 5th inning still. 5-3 Gherkins.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles? Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch tent at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm gonna have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
Catch every new Portland Pickles and Wild Wild West League merch drop at pickleshop.com.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Break of vodka.
At Adventist Health Portland, we're partnering with OHSU to give our patients access to more specialists and more advanced care in more places than ever. Together, we can do so much more.
All right, fans, we are back here at Walker Stadium for another wild, wild game here in the Wild Wild West League. Moving on to the bottom of the 5th. Remember, fans, we have 3 outs in an inning now, but the fans can be responsible for 1, 2, or possibly all 3 of those outs if they catch a foul ball. First pitch of the inning on the way, and that is lined over to the left side and through for a base hit. That is Brock McMullen leading off with a single. Really liked the first pitch he saw from Andrew Stolte and just rode that into left field for a single. So that's going to flip the lineup over and bring up center fielder Devin Kirtley. Kirtley led off the game with a double, but struck out his last time up in the 3rd. Wind of the pitch on the way to him. Over for ball. Almost a strike. It was so close to being a strike. It just wasn't quite. Ball 1. Brock with a 2-step lead over at first base. Pitch on the way. That one definitely outside. Ball 2. 2-0. You know, I will say this, it must be the Christmas spirit here at Walker Stadium, but Picklebot seems to be getting a night off from the heckling so far, and kind of a welcome addition. 2-0 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. 2-1 on the Wild Bills center fielder. There's a theory going around the press box that the fans don't care about the umpire, but we all know that is false. 2-1 on the way, and that one fouled off to the left-hand side. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody! 2-2 the count. And the question is as to whether or not we have to see it for it to count. Me personally, since this is Christmas, if you believe enough, it happened. 2-2 the count, runner on first, pitch on the way, that one line to the second baseman, off his glove into center field, taking a wide turn at first is Brock McMullen. He gets in at third. Wow, McMullen with some wheels. Sounds like we are giving Kirtley a base hit on that. That was sharply hit at Grace. And Grace usually fields his position well out there at second base. That one got out to him in a hurry. Result of the play, though, Kirtley on at second base. Brock McMillan on at third. So Wild Bill's threatening again. Tying runs on in scoring position. Go ahead run at the plate in the form of catcher Jake Morrow. First pitch to him, low and outside. Nice stop by Lucas Ware. Count is 1-0. So the question is whether or not Kirtley got a single or a double there. You're going to go ahead and give him a single on that. He was able to advance to second on the throw to third. 1-0 pitch on the way, and that one fouled off on the right-hand side, way back to the parking lot. Doesn't sound like anybody out there caught it. 1-1 the count from the Wild Bills catcher. Stoley comes set, 1-1 pitch on the way, hit to the left side, bounces that one foul. McMullen reached out like he thought he was going to field that in foul territory, but thought better of it. Stoley gets himself a new baseball from intern Ben. Good to see the umpire out there celebrating the Christmas spirit as well. Black top, red shorts in the festive mood. Stoley comes set. 1-2 pitch on the way. A little high and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th, and we are back to doing 3 outs in an inning, at least for this inning. 2-2 pitch on the way. Again, swung on and fouled off. Count remains 2-2. There's a lot of anticipation from fans here at Walker Stadium as to whether or not they will get to be part of this inning. I suppose if there's a foul out and a fan catches it, we're going to have to rule that like P10 or something like that. I'm not really sure, but we'll figure it out if it happens. We'll let you know. Andrew comes set. 2-2 pitch on the way. Off the plate, ball 3. Full count now, 3-2. I'm unclear when Stoley came off the mound if he knew that was going to be a bit outside and started running to home plate in case it got away from his catcher. Either way, Lucas able to handle it. Count is full now. 3-2 on the way. Swung on and lined up the middle for a base hit. We got 1 run coming around to score. And second run being waved in. Safe at home plate. That plate's 2. And fans, we got ourselves a brand new ball game. So Brock McMullen comes in to score. Devin Kirtley wheels himself around third and scores. And Jake Morrow, a no-out 2-run double. Single, excuse me. Thought he ended up on second. After that, ended up putting the brakes on at first base. So, go ahead, run on at first base for shortstop Michael Soper, who looks at a strike. 0-1. Stolte delivers the 0-1 pitch, hit to the right side. Nice play by Colby Grace. Tries to get it over to his shortstop, Maben, but Maben unable to hang on to it. Got a fielder's choice being ruled on there, and everybody's safe. So, Soper reaches on a fielder's choice. He's going to bring up J.J. Hoover. Stolte in some trouble here. First pitch to the plate looks to be over, and it is strike 1. Hoover 1 for 2 on the afternoon, struck out in his first plate appearance in the first, but had a 2-run single back in the 3rd inning. He looks at the 0-1 pitch. off the plate, 1-1. Jake Morrow on at second. Michael Soper leading off at first. Stoley's 1-1 pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. 1-2 on the extra hitter, J.J. Hoover. Morrow gets his lead from second. Stoley looks back. Now comes to the plate with the 1-2. Low and outside. Nice stop by Lucas Ware. Lucas Ware does a really good job behind the plate for the Gherkins. Does a great job trying to keep the ball in front of him, and it's not terribly often that he lets one get by. 2-2 the count. Pitch on the way. Swung on and hit to the left side. Just off the glove of Taylor. Managed to keep it in the infield. They are going to rule that an infield hit. Taylor ranging over to the right-hand side. Just had it glance off his glove. Couldn't quite get there. And once again, the Wild Bills find themselves with the bases loaded.
From Edmonds, Cody Rennett.
So, Cody Rennett now comes to the plate. Bases full of Wild Bills. They've managed to tie it up here in the bottom of the 5th at 5. Stolte likely at his last inning of work. Wide of the pitch on the way. Low ball 1. My impression was the Gherkins wanted to get 3 innings each out of their pitchers this evening, and it just has not quite worked out that way yet. 1-0 pitch on the way, line down the right-hand side, but foul.
Yes, yeah, man, call it foul.
Some confusion on the field. Picklebot not great enunciating foul ball calls, but we're going to get everybody reset. Definitely was a foul on the right-hand side. Looked like it started out in play and then tailed to the right before it got to the first base marker. So definitely a foul. 1-1 the count. Rannett steps back in. 0 for 2 on the afternoon, but does have a run scored on the day. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fouls that off straight back. 1-2. Rannett in the second inning was the runner who started the inning at second base, as was the rule in the second inning, and did eventually come around and score. So no hit, no walk for him, but does have credit for a run scored. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Cody Rannett going to take a seat. So, 1 out for the Wild Bills here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's going to bring up right fielder number 25, Manny Castanera. 2 plate appearance. First pitch gets away from Lucas Ware, but with the bases juiced, nobody's going anywhere. 1-0 the count. Manny struck out back in the second inning, drew a walk to lead off the 4th. As he comes to the plate here with bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch on the way, swung on, and that one lifted to the outfield. Stevens coming in, finds it, makes the catch. Big throw to the plate on the money to Lucas Ware. That's going to keep Jake Morrow at third. What a great throw from Stevens out and left.
George Fox, he plays first base. He's stone cold Jonathan Stone.
So after loading the bases and pushing across a couple runs here in the 5th, Rannett and Castanera retired. That's going to bring up Jonathan Stone. First pitch to him, cut on and missed for a strike, 0-1. Stone stands tall on the left-hand side of the batter's box. Socks pulled almost all the way up to his knees. 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on, and that is hammered foul down the left field line. Fan almost caught it, it looked like there, but couldn't quite haul it in. Count moves to 0-2. Was that a young kid out there almost making that play? That's amazing. 0-2 the count. Pitch on the way. Swung on and lined to the shortstop, who cannot find the handle. Maben over to second, but not in time. Wild Bills plate another. That was Jake Morrow coming in to score. I believe that one's going E6, and it is. So Stone reaches on an error. Another run comes in to score, and the Wild Bills retake the lead. Travis Weiss fouls off the first pitch. He sees 0-1. Mrs. Claus headed down the third baseline there. 0-1 the count on Travis Weiss. Pitch on the way. Swung on and a bouncer. Foul. Left side of home plate. That moves the count to 0-2. So Stolte one strike away from getting himself out of what has not been the best inning for the Gherkins. Travis steps back in. Andrew comes set. 0-2 on the way. Off the plate, ball 1. 1-2. Weiss twirls the bat around, stands in. 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and a nice play by Andrew Stolte. Travis with a low line drive, and Stolte, right place, right time, manages to snag that for the third out of the inning. Bottom of the fifth over, but not before the damage is done. 3 more runs plated by the Wild Bills, and they have retaken the lead 6-5.
Do you know the signs of stroke? Remember the acronym, be fast. B is for balance if you can't stand. E is for eyes if things are blurry. And F is for face if you got a little sag. And A is for arm if it starts to drag. S is for speech if you slur what you say. Call 911 and call right away. T is for time, and the time is now. Be fast. B-E-F-A-S-T. Sing along at ohsu.edu/befast.
Fans, we are back here at Walker Stadium apparently, and we got a wheel to spin.
Nope, they sure don't. This guy right over here gets
Nobody knows what's going on yet. Well, this is the Wild Wild West League, folks. We completely forgot that we were spinning a wheel this inning, I guess. I like the fact that Derek Maben is actually staring at the wheel, figuring out exactly what rule he's going to have to bat under this inning.
All right, Josiah, what do we come up with? 3 balls is a walk. 3 balls is a walk. All right. Every hitter will start with 1 ball counts. Thank you, Josiah. Let's give him a hand, Walker Stadium.
All right, fans. Take a look at what we've got here. A 3-ball walk, so ostensibly everybody's going to start with a 1-0 count. First pitch on the way, and that pitch laced to left field. But back at the wall making the play is Cody Rennick. Wow, 1 pitch, 1 away. Maben gave that a ride, but Rennick was under that with no problem. One pitch, one out here in the 6th. So 3 balls is a walk. See how that plays out for Caden Shelton. Pitch on the way, swung on, and that hit to center field. That is going to drop in for a base hit. So Stevens now aboard. Tying run on at first for the Gherkins. Going to bring up right fielder Matt Bergevin.
Number 21, Matt Bergevin.
Bergevin walked his last time up. So he stands in now with a runner on first and 1 away in the 6th. First pitch on the way. Off the plate outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitcher comes set, snap throw over to first base. Stevens back in time. Stevens takes a couple step lead there off of first base as Bergevin steps back in, taps home plate. 1-0 pitch on the way. Low and inside, ball 2. 3 balls and no strikes, starting with a 1-0 count. So it looks like we'll just start each count at 1-0 and go from there. So 3-0 on the Gherkins right fielder. Shelton comes in. Misses a little bit high, so a 3-ball walk for Matt Bergevin. So, tying run on in scoring position, go-ahead run on at first base. 1 away for the extra hitter, Justin Herzog. First pitch on the way to Herzog. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Nice job by Jake Morrow framing that pitch, but I'm not sure how much good that does with a robot umpire. 1-1 pitch on the way. A little high, ball 2, 2-1. Caden comes set, looks back at second. Fakes a throw to second base. Stevens dives back safely. Neither Johnson nor Soper were covering. Infield at double play depth, 2-1 pitch on the way, swung on, and that is skied foul. And out of play. Yeah, you all got to get over it. That rule was so last inning. Fans can catch as many foul balls as they want now. Doesn't mean a darn thing. 2-2 the count. Pitch on the way, swung on, and that is roped to right field. Back on the ball, Castanera, he makes the catch. Gets the throw in. Runners are going to have to hold. Herzog gave that a ride, but Walker Stadium contains it. Nice play by Castanera going back on that. So 2 on, 2 away for second baseman Colby Grace. Grace struck out looking in the second and flew out to the center fielder back in the third. He stands in with a 1-0 count. Pitch on the way. Swung on, and that popped foul, coming straight back. Bring the count to 1-1. Single by Grace could drive in the tying run here. Stevens got some wheels out on second. Shelton looks back at second. Takes a second look, now brings the 1-1 to the plate. Swung on, and that is hammered to left field. Reddick going back to the wall. That one is a home run. That was a question whether or not that it was going to stay right of the foul pole, and it did. 3-run home run for second baseman Colby Grace, and the Gherkins now have retaken the lead here in the top of the 6th inning, 8-6. Drives in Stevens, drives in Bergevin. Fans, we've had a heck of a back and forth game here at Walker Stadium this afternoon. Home run that drives in 3. That's going to bring up third baseman John Taylor. Base is clear now, 2 outs, 1-0 pitch on the way. In there for a strike, strike 1. See if Shelton can work his way out of the 6th inning now. 1-1 pitch on the way. A little bit high, ball 2. 2-1. Shelton the line and the 2-1 pitch on the way. In there for a strike, strike 2. 2-2 the count. Wine and the pitch on the way, swung on and missed, strike 3. So John Taylor retired on strikes, and that will bring the 6th inning to a close, but the Gherkins retake the lead, plating 3. Our score through the end of 5.5, 8-6 Gherkins.
At Adventist Health Portland, we're partnering with OHSU to give our patients access to more specialists and more advanced care in more places than ever. Together, we can do so much more.
Fans, welcome back to Walker Stadium. We have an amazing back and forth game here going tonight. Gherkins retaking the lead 8-6, courtesy of 3 runs in the top of the 6th inning. And this top of the 6th inning, or bottom of the 6th inning, all of the 6th inning batters are starting with a 1-0 count on them. So designated hitter Cooper Johnson stands in. First pitch was a strike. 1-1 pitch fouled off for a strike. Now 1-2. One-two pitch on the way, and that one fouled back behind us. Stoltze awaits a new baseball. Still waiting for a new baseball. What Stoltze didn't know is we changed the rule this inning to there being no baseball. Gonna watch them figure that one out. Stoltze actually gets the ball from the third base dugout. Checks in with umpire/intern Ben and returns to the bump. Count is 1-2 to Cooper Johnson. Strike 3 called. Cooper Johnson gonna go take a seat in the dugout and think about that third strike. One away for the Wild Bills here. Bottom of the 6th inning. That's gonna bring up extra hitter number 9, Brock McMullen. 1-0 pitch on the way to Brock. It is over for a strike, 1-1. Andrew looks in. Gets his sign. Brings the 1-1 pitch to the plate. Inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wasting no time, brings the 2-1 pitch to the plate. Inside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Remember, every batter this inning starting with a 1-0 count. 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled off on the left-hand side. Count goes full, 3-2. So full count on the Wild Bills extra hitter. 1 for 2 on the afternoon with an RBI or with a single back in the 5th. He was the first run to come around and score that inning. 3-2 on the way, swung on and ripped down the left field line, but foul. A few feet shy of the left field foul line. Count remains full, 3-2. One away here, bottom of the 6th. Pitch on the way, swung on and again ripped foul down the left field side. That one ripped a little further foul. Just a hair out in front of those pitches. Made good contact the last 2 though. Count stays full. Pitch on the way. Low and outside, ball 4. So, Brock McMullen on at first with a 3-ball walk. That's going to reset the lineup and bring up Devin Kirtley. Kirtley active on the afternoon, 2 for 3, a double his first time up, single his last time up, and did come around to score. He represents the tying run at the plate for the Wild Bills. 1-0 pitch on the way. Low and inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Brock a short lead at first base. Andrew comes set, 2-0 on the way. Snap throw down to first base. Close play, but Brock able to get back safely. So 3-0 the count. Lucas Ware going to go out and have a conversation with Andrew Stolte. Currently taking a couple practice swings at home plate. All the battery mates confer out in front of the mound. Stolte returns to the bump. Lucas Ware comes back to take his spot behind home plate. 3-0 the count on Devin Kirtley. Again, representing the tying run for the Wild Bills at the plate. Pitch on the way. He was taken all the way. That was a beauty over the plate. 3-1. Wind to the 3-1 pitch on the way. That one lifted into left center field. Oh, and that drops in, got lost in the lights. So, Brock McMullen, who had to hold up wondering if that pitch or whether that was going to be caught or not, strolls into second base. Devin Kirtley ends up on at first. That is going to be ruled a hit. So, tying runs aboard, and that's going to bring up catcher Jake Morrow. Conference out on the pitcher's mound. Skip returning to the dugout. Lucas Ware returning to home plate. 2-run difference, 8-6 your score, but the tying runs on base as Jake Morrow strolls to the plate. Morrow with a pair of singles, a pair of runs scored, a walk and a stolen base, and 2 RBIs. Pretty much a complete afternoon for the Wild Bills catcher. And he steps in with a 1-0 count. Wind and the pitch on the way. Runner takes off for third. Throw down to third. He was definitely safe. Close play. Leg got in well ahead of the slide. Double steal pulled off by the Wild Bills. So both of those runners move up 90 feet. Tying runs in scoring position now. And a 2-0 count on the catcher, Jake Morrow. Stoltze comes to the plate. Outside ball 3, 3-0. One thing to be said, if Stoltze loses Morrow here, is that it will load the bases. Wind and the 3-0 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, strike one. Morrow with a healthy cut there, wanted to drive in at least two. Steps back into the left side. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that does hit it, or no, it just inside, ball 4. It looked like it hit him, but may have just flown over him. Either way, he's going to end up on it first.
Now batting from Willamette, the shortstop, Michael Soper.
So, bases full of Wild Bills, and that's going to bring shortstop Michael Soper to the plate. Left-hander steps in with the 1-0 count to start. Pitch on the way. Swung on and lifted to left field. Stevens looking for it, tracks it, makes the catch. Runner starts to take off from third, then thinks better of it and holds up. Stevens able to track it down this time, and Soper flies out F7. So, 2 away now.
Now batting the extra hitter from Willamette.
Wild Bills with the tying and go-ahead runs on base. J.J. Hoover comes to the plate, 2 for 3 on the afternoon, a pair of singles and 2 RBIs. 1-0 pitch on the way. Off the plate for a ball, ball 2, 2-0. Stoltze looks in, brings the 2-0 pitch to the plate. Oh. That one catches the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. Hoover looked back at the pickle bot and kind of questioned that call, but now stands in with a 2-1 count. That one low and in the dirt, ball 3. 3-1 on J.J. Hoover. Hoover can pick himself up an RBI just by picking up ball 4 here, if that's the case. Stoltze comes set. 3-1 pitch on the way. Inside, ball 4. So, Hoover draws the walk and an RBI. Brock McMullen, the one coming in to score on that walk. Kirtley down to third base. Morrow strolls into second, and we got another meeting on the mound. And baseball fans, we got ourselves a pitching change. We're going to take it to break. We will come back with the new pitcher and more information in just a moment.
Where'd you get that shirt? Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles? Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch tent at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm gonna have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
Catch every new Portland Pickles and Wild Wild West League merch drop at pickleshop.com.
At Adventist Health Portland, we're partnering with OHSU to give our patients access to more specialists and more advanced care in more places than ever. Together, we can do so much more.
Back. All right, fans, we are back with an amazing ball game this afternoon. 8-7. Gherkins currently lead the Wild Bills, but they are threatening. Bases juiced and 2 outs. New pitcher is Braden Allison. He being brought in to face Cody Rannett, the left fielder. Wind and the 1-0 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. There's been a back and forth affair. Wild Bills taking the lead in the second, then giving up 5 in the top of the third. 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3. Rannett having to spin away from that. Rannett in the driver's seat this at bat, 3-0. Wind and the pitch on the way. That one over for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. After the Pickle scored 5 in the top of the third, Wild Bills answered back with 2 more in the bottom, but still trailed. 3-1 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4. So, tying run walked in. Cody Rannett getting the credit for the RBI, the game-tying RBI. It's going to move J.J. Hoover down to second base. Jake Morrow strolls into third, and Devin Kirtley, the 8th run to score for the Wild Bills this afternoon. And with 2 away, bases juiced, Manny Castanera steps in. 1-0 pitch. Over for a strike, 1-1. Castanera drew a walk to start off the 4th inning. Has struck out and flown out to the left fielder. 1-1 pitch over for a strike. 1-2. Braden Allison looking to get out of this without giving up the go-ahead run. Looks in, gets his sign. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled off to the left side. Count remains 1-2. Bases loaded, 2 away. 1-2 count to Manny Castanera. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Low and inside, ball 3. So count is full on the Wild Bills right fielder. He steps back in, nowhere else to put him. If he loses him, that's going to be the lead. Wind and the 3-2 pitch on the way, inside, ball 4. So Manny Castanera draws a walk and walks in the leading run now. Cody ran it down to second base. J.J. Hoover in at third. Jake Morrow, the runner, coming in to score the 9th run of the game for the Wild Bills. They have retaken the lead now, 9-8. Allison brings in the 1-0 pitch on first baseman Jonathan Stone. That one misses, 2-0. So the 3-ball walk really hurting the Gherkins this inning. It was the 2-0 pitch on the way, and that plunks him. Jonathan Stone hit by a pitch, and that will walk in another. It did take less than 3 balls to issue that walk as Castanera wanders on down to second, ran it over to third, and J.J. Hoover, who walked a few batters ago, has now come around to score. This inning has definitely gone sideways for the Gherkins. Wild Bills now up 10-8 after having plated 4 runs so far this inning. And the 10th batter of the inning is coming to the plate now in the form of Travis Weiss. Wind and the 1-0 pitch to Travis. Inside, ball 1. Braden doesn't waste any time. Bases loaded, no need to. Wind and the 2-0 pitch on the way, and that plunks him. Travis Weiss gets plunked. So the inning continues. Lumps being handed out all over the place. Travis Stone down to second. Manny Castanera down to third. And Cody Rannett, who you might remember walked a few batters ago, has now come around to score. So Cooper Johnson coming to the plate. Cooper Johnson, who you might remember from being the first batter here in the 6th inning, now coming to the plate for his second at-bat in the 6th inning. Conversation out on the pitcher's mound right now. I can't imagine the conversation going much different than please get the third out. Picklebot lets that one go a little long. Skip returns to the third base dugout, and Lucas Ware comes to take his place back behind the dish. Cooper Johnson struck out to lead off this inning. Wind and the 1-0 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2. 2-0. Johnson twirls the bat around. Takes a look at the 2-0 pitch. Low ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes on the designated hitter Cooper Johnson. Pitch to the plate. That one over for a strike. 3-1. Allison almost seems to have picked up what was already a fast pace now as he brings the 3-1 pitch to the plate. That one over for a strike. So 3-2 the count now on Cooper Johnson. He steps back and takes a practice swing or two. He stands back in, twirls the bat around. Runners take off. 3-2 pitch, swung on and hit down the first base line. That is fair. Race to the first base, and he gets him. Nice play by Caden Doughton. Gets him 3 unassisted on the putout, but damage done by the Wild Bills. They bring 5 runs in, and we are going to move to the top of the 7th. Your score, 11-8 Wild Bills.
Where'd you get that shirt? Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles? Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch stand at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm going to have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
Catch every new Portland Pickles and Wild Wild West League merch drop at pickleshop.com.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Great color vodka.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
All right, fans, welcome back to Walker Stadium. We are going to spin the wheel as the top of the 7th is already underway. Wind and the Theoretically 1-0 pitch on the way. In the dirt, ball 2. Hopefully this isn't one of those 3 balls as a walk hitting. No, in fact, its run score is 2 this inning. Well, you know, that's going to be some good news for the Gherkins, who currently find themselves down by 3. 2-0 count to Caden Doughton. Wide and the pitch on the way. Low and outside, ball 3. Boy, if Doughton had been up last inning, he'd be on first already. Instead, he's looking at a 3-0 pitch now, which is on the way. In there for a strike, 3-1. Mosquitoes swarming around Picklebot right now, making it a little hard for him to see. 3-1 pitch on the way, and a hit batter. Caden Doughton plunked on the arm. So he's going to go take his spot on first base, and I guess technically that means the go-ahead run is now at the plate for the Pickles. And that is one Kane Kianis, starting pitcher and designated hitter. Pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss by Kane. Strike 1. Kane looking for that grand slam here on pitch number 1. I don't think it'd be a grand slam. It'd just be a 4-run home run. Pitch on the way. That one fouled back. 0-2 the count now. Caden Shelton toes the rubber, looks over at first. Gets his sign, comes set. 0-2 pitch on the way. A little bit high, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Caden again will look over at first. Making sure Caden Doughton stays. Brings the 1-2 pitch to the plate. Just off, 2-2 the count. This has been a wild, wild game tonight. 11-8 your score. Wind and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Got him looking, strike 3. Kane Kianis takes a seat. One away here in the top of the 7th inning. Going to bring up the catcher, Lucas Wares. We get a shot down the third baseline there. Wind of the pitch on the way. That is over for a strike. 0-1. Well, last night we got a couple of great pitching performances. Tonight we are getting offensive explosion. Teams have combined for 19 runs on 15 hits. 0-1 pitch over for a strike. 0-2. One away here in the top of the 7th. Pitch on the way, swung on, and that is hammered to the left-hand side, but well foul. You can hear that music in the background. That's Seven Nation Army. I played that in band. 0-2 the count. Pitch on the way. Loses his cap on the pitch, but it's just outside. 1-2. One and 2 the count on the catcher, Lucas Ware. Wind and the pitch on the way, swung on, and that one smacked to the left side, just foul. Booth up here wondering what instrument I played in band, clarinet and Barry saxophone. Intern Ben getting a couple new baseballs from the third base dugout. One thrown into Caton, but it hits the dirt, and he's actually just going to have intern Ben polish the baseball and hand it back to him. Good job, Ben. Way to do your job. Count is 1-2 on Lucas Ware. Remember, runs count is 2 this inning, so he is technically the go-ahead run at the plate. Caden comes set. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, and that's lined into left field for a base hit. Doughton going to hold up at second base, but Lucas Ware with a 1-out single. So go-ahead runs on base for the Gherkins, and that's going to flip our lineup over once again. Jacob Maben now to the plate. Apparently we've got a pinch hitter now. Is that Dylan Rush at the plate? Sean Alvarado coming in to pinch hit for Maben. Looks at a first pitch strike. Sean, left-handed batter, steps in. That one over for a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Sean Alvarado. Wind and the 0-2 pitcher on the way. Swung on and fouled off to the left side. Count remains 0-2. Doughton gets his lead at second. Ware with the lead over at first. Alvarado steps in. 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and blooped into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Runner being waved around third. Throw coming in. Stopped by the pitcher. And 2 runs come in to score via 1 player. So Sean Alvarado with a 2 RBI double. I don't even understand what's going on anymore. Caden Doughton comes in and he scores 2 runs. Lucas Ware moves over to third. Sean Alvarado ends up on at second with a 2-run double. Could be argued that it actually should have been a single, but it's Christmas. We're giving him a double. So, 1-run game. Runners on second and third. Only 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. I don't know if it is more wild or wacky here at Walker Stadium this evening. First pitch on the way. Off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. Runners get their lead. Shelton looks in, brings the 1-0 pitch to the plate, and that is lifted to center field. Kirtley settles under it, makes the catch. The throw coming into home plate. There will be a play at the plate. And he is safe. Throw down to third. Outfielders thinking they had him at the plate, but no. The ball was dropped by Jake Morrow. What a throw from Kirtley out in center field. Holy cow. So a 2-run sacrifice fly by Derek Maben. So the Gherkins have now come back to take the lead. Kane comes in and scores 2 runs by himself. And as a result, Sean Alvarado ends up on at third. First pitch of the next at bat, Stevens lifts to center field, and that will retire the side. It is nothing short of chaos here at Walker Stadium. Fans, take yourself a stretch. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th. Gherkins back up 12-11.
Where'd you get that shirt? Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles? Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch stand at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm going to have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
Catch every new Portland Pickles and Wild Wild West League merch drop at pickleshop.com. PickleshopPickleshop.com.
At Adventist Health Portland, we're partnering with OHSU to give our patients access to more specialists and more advanced care in more places than ever. Together, we can do so much more.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
All right, fans, we are back in Walker Stadium. It's Christmas. It's crazy. I don't fully understand what's going on anymore, but thankfully the scoreboard tells me that the Gherkins are currently ahead 12-11. But remember, Wild Bills can score 2 runs for everyone they plate in this inning. And you know what? Let's start off the 7th inning with a hit batter again. That is Brock McMullen taking his lumps and walking on down to first base. If you were not here for some reason during the 7th inning stretch, it was Mariah Carey for the 7th inning stretch, and you missed a wonderful sing-along. We had a great sing-along going with all of the fans here at Walker Stadium. It was hard to figure out whether the first base people were doing it better than the third base people. It's Christmas all over the place here. Runner on first, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Devin Kirtley, fouled off on the right side. 0-1. Devin Kirtley making his second plate appearance in as many innings. Single, stolen base, and run scored, all just last inning. Tying run on at first. 0-1 pitch on the way. That is outside and off of Lucas's glove. McMullen had a good lead and actually made a jump on that pitch and then decided, going to go ahead and hang out at first. So though it got away from Lucas Ware, no damage done. Count is 1-1 on the Wild Bills center fielder. Allison takes a look over at first, wind, and the 1-1 pitch on the way. That one is strike on the outside, 1-2. Teams have combined so far for 23 runs on 17 hits, and those numbers just keep getting higher, especially if we added the hit batters to that. Wind and the 1-2 pitch on the way. Low ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind and the 2-2 pitch on its way. Swung on and fouled off to the left side. Count remains 2-2. Caden Doughton hanging out over at first base, trying to keep Brock McMullen close. Allison looks in, gets the sign. He brings in the 2-2. High ball 3, full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just a little bit high. Full count to Devin Kirtley, the center fielder. 3-2 on its way. Swung on and lifted to center field. That's Maben coming in and making the catch. Brock straying off of first base, manages to get back in time, but a nice running snag by Maben out in center. 1 away. Or excuse me, with Sean Alvarado taking over for Maben. It's going to bring up catcher Jake Morrow. Jake's also had a busy afternoon, a pair of singles, a pair of walks, and he scored 3 runs, driven in 2. Would love to do that here. So he stands in against Braden Allison, fouls off the first pitch to the right side, 0-1. Remember, runs count as 2 here in the remainder of the 7th inning. McMullen will lead off at first. Allison stares in. Gets his sign. Quick throw over to first base. McMullen back with no problem. Brock takes a couple steps off of first. Oh, 1 count to Jake Morrow. A balk called. Brock McMullen took off for second base way early. Braden Allison caught him, but stepped off and was not allowed to after he'd started his motion. So that is a balk. That will move down Brock McMullen to second base. Go ahead, run S in scoring position. 0-1 pitch on the way. Inside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count on the Wild Bills catcher. Braden Allison looks Brock McMullen back to second. Brock keeps dancing off of second base, trying to make a spectacle of himself. And does successfully. 1-1 the count. Allison comes set. The pitch. Inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pace of play has slowed down here in the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 pitch on its way. A little bit high, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jake Morrow steps back in. Allison comes set. 3-1 pitch to the plate. Outside, ball 4. He loses him. So Morrow with another walk, his 3rd of the afternoon. And that's going to bring up shortstop Michael Soper. Soper with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. Hit into a fielder's choice. Struck out looking back in the first and flew out to left field his last time up last inning. First pitch to Soper on the way. Catches the inside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1. McMullen on at second. Morrow on at first. And again, McMullen just bouncing off of second base. Line and the pitch on the way, well outside, ball 1. 1-1. Brock really doing his best out there to try and rattle Braden Allison. Allison looks in at home plate, brings in the 1-1. Off-speed pitch outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Winning run, or go-ahead run on at second. Pitch on the way, swung on, and that fouled off to the left side and out of play. Crooked numbers all over the scoreboard tonight. 2-2 the count on the Wild Bills shortstop. Standing in on the right-hand side. Braden comes set. Again, McMullen just dancing off of second base. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Soper goes and takes a seat. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and that's going to bring up extra hitter J.J. Hoover. J.J. Hoover, a pair of singles on the afternoon, has drawn a walk, struck out back in the 1st inning, and has driven in 3 runs so far tonight. See if he can do some more damage here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch on the way to him, and that is inside, ball 1. Hoover did a good job getting out of the way of that pitch. Had he not moved, definitely would have plunked him too. He would have been the 27th batter hit this evening. Comes set. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one a beauty, catching the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Allison did a nice job getting Hoover to back off the plate a little bit, and was able to get that last pitch over on the outside corner for a strike. Count at 1-1. McMullen with a lead off a second. Pitch on the way. High, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hoover looking for something to drive here. If he can deposit this into left field, possibly get the tying winning run. Instead, that one hit down the right field line, and that one is fair. Runners rounding third. That one all the way into the corner. 1/2 runs come in. 2/4 runs come in. The throw over to third, not in time, and that gets by the third baseman. Are we going to have an inside the park home run? Yes, we are. Is it really an inside the park home run? No, not if we're being super technical about it, but it's Christmas. Celebrate it, friends. It's an inside the park home run. Good for 6 runs. So Brock McMullen comes around to score 2. Jake Morrow comes around to score 2. So 6 runs come in on that inside the park home run. 6 RBIs, 2 runs scored just by J.J. Hoover, and I can't wait to explain this in a stats book to somebody at some point. I think we did just gift him the home run because it's Christmas in July, so home run it is, and that's going to bring up Cody Rannett. Base is clear, 2 away, and that pitch was so far inside, it was almost up the first base line. 1-0. Allison a little rattled out there on the mound right now. Wind and the pitch on the way. Swung on, and that is hammered to right field. Back on it, Bergman. And it's off his glove on the track. Did not make it out. Bergman finally finds the handle and gets it in, but a triple for Cody Rannett. Holy cow. That pitch was tattooed. Everybody checking on right fielder Matt Bergman out there, who slid in hard to the wall, giving chase to that. Cody Rannett, meanwhile, ends up on at third. Big 2-out rally here by the Wild Bills. That brings up Manny Castanera. First pitch to Manny outside, ball 1. 1-0. Wind of the 1-0 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Allison gets his set. Brings in the 2-0 pitch. Inside. No, catches the inside corner. 2-1. Had some nice tail on it. I thought that started inside, but did not. Broke over the plate and caught the outside or inside corner for a strike. 2-1 pitch misses slightly outside. 3-1. Castanera looking to draw his 3rd walk of the evening. 3-1 pitch on the way. That one swung on and lifted to right field. That one should be caught. Bergman over, slides in. Oh, off his glove, but that was fair. That was done in fair territory. They're going to wave the runner over to third. And another triple for the Wild Bills. Cody Rannett comes in to score 2 runs by himself because that's how this inning works. And Castanera with a triple. Back-to-back triples. You don't see that terribly often. Back-to-back triples and a home run that probably legitimately was a triple that I am still gifting him a home run on because, why not? So, somehow the score is now 19-12, and Jonathan Stone coming up to the plate with runner on third and 2 outs. First pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back. Strike 1. So 8 runs here, courtesy of 4 different humans touching home plate. Wind and the 0-1 pitch on the way. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. 1-1. Allison comes set. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, and that hit to the third baseman. Fielded cleanly by Taylor. Over to first, and not quite handled by Doughton. Castanera comes in and scores 2. And Jonathan Stone reaches first on E5. Error on Taylor. So 10 runs have come in to score. That's going to bring up Travis Weiss. Weiss, the 9th batter this evening. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled off to the right-hand side. 0-1. This inning actually started with Brock McMullen, who will bat after Travis and Cooper Johnson if Cooper makes it to the plate this inning. 0-1 the count. Pitch on the way.
So we got to turn Jeremiah way down because I guess there's a noise carrying issue for here past 10 o'clock, and we just have to be done with PA.
Outside, 1-1.
So I turn him way down. Like we can't hear it outside of the
Wind and the pitch on the way. Low and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jonathan Stone takes his lead at first. 2-1 pitch on the way. Low and outside. Ball 3. No, that was a strike apparently. Count should be 2-2. Count is 2-2. Wind and the pitch on the way. Swung on and that one lifted to left center field. Alvarado giving chase. He makes the catch, and that will retire the side, but not before 10 runs cross the plate for the Wild Bills. They now lead 21-12.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
Do you know the signs of stroke? Remember the acronym Be Fast. B is for balance if you can't stand. E is for eyes if things are blurry. And F is for face if you got a little sag. And A is for arm if it starts to drag. S is for speech if you slur what you say. Call 911 and call right away. T is for time and the time is now. Be fast. B-E-F-A-S-T. Sing along at ohsu.edu/BeFast.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
All right, fans, welcome back for the 8th spinning of the Christmas wheel, and let's see what wonderful gift it will bestow upon us here in the 8th. I am so excited. I cannot wait to find out. Oh, 4 outs. Well, you know what, baseball fans? If you like baseball, we're going to give you 2 more outs this inning. 1 in the top and 1 in the bottom. More baseball for your buck. Merry Christmas. Actually, you know, this is just to even things out from the inning where we only gave you 2 outs before. So, really, you're going to end up with 27 outs one way or the other. It's just that one of the innings had 2 outs and one of the innings had 4. If you'll remember back to that 2-out inning, way back in the 3rd, there were 7 runs scored across only 4 outs. All right, so all right, that is number 9 at the plate. Pinch hitting for Matt Bergevin and lines that into left field, and playing it on a hop is Rennett. So, number 9, pinch hitting for Matt Bergevin with a leadoff single. So, 1 on, nobody out for Justin Herzog. We'll figure it. He takes the first pitch and lines it to second base, and back in time, barely. Number 9 for the Gherkins. So that one goes L4 for Justin Herzog. 1 away, 3 outs to go here in the top of the 8th inning. Winding the pitch on the way. In there for a strike, 0-1. I do believe that is Caden Shelton still out on the mound for the Wild Bills, and it is. Colby Grace takes a look at the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate for a ball, 1-1. That was Jacob Mabin pitch hitting for Matt Bergevin and is on at first base. Next pitch, a ball. Runs the count to 2-1. Grace steps back in, twirls the bat around. 2-1 pitch on the way. Low and in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, Jake Morrow. That's going to allow Jacob Mabin to move on down to second base on the wild pitch. 3-1 the count on Colby Grace. Runner in scoring position. Gherkins down 9. Wind and the pitch on the way. In the dirt, ball 4. So Colby Grace works a walk. Runners on at first and second. That's going to bring up third baseman John Taylor. Taylor worked a pair of walks so far this game, has struck out and has scored a run. Takes the first pitch and skies it into left field. Shortstop going back. Oh, miscommunications. The ball drops in. Mabin takes off for... Pardon? Oh, he was forced out at third. That's right. My apologies. Waited for that to drop in and had to. Was outside of the infield, so not an infield fly rule. Somewhat of a, not even really a fielder's choice. Mabin just gunned out. Gunned down, going to third. Next batter lines one into right field. And that'll load the bases for the Gherkins. That was Caden Doughton with the single to right field. So John Taylor on at second, Colby Grace on at third, Caden Doughton on at first, and that's going to bring up Kane Kianis. First pitch to Kane, catches the inside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1. Winding the pitch on the way, and that one lined into right field for a base hit. That's going to bring in at least one run. They're going to wave another runner in. Throw to the plate is not going to be in time. Relay down to second. No, instead Jake Morrow holds it, and a two-run double for Kane Kianis. Drives in Colby Grace and John Taylor. Unfortunately for the Gherkins, those runs only worth one apiece. Caden Doughton manages to slide into third safely. So runners on at second and third for the catcher Lucas Ware, who looks at a first pitch ball. Wind and the pitch on the way. Fouled off behind home plate, 1-1. So with two down here in the eighth, we are halfway through the inning. 4 outs this inning. Wind and the 1-1 pitch on the way. High and tight, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wind and the pitch on the way, swung on, and that one hit to center field. Kirtley comes in a couple steps, makes the catch. And doubled off is not Caden Doughton, it's Kane Kianis. And that is 4 outs. So Lucas Ware flies out to the center fielder, and Kane Kianis gets doubled off of second base. That will end the inning. 2 runs on who knows how many hits, errors, or how many people are left. We are moving on to the bottom of the eighth. We'll be back in a few.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Great color vodka.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Dude, I got it from the Portland Pickles.
Portland Pickles? Where can I get that?
I got mine online. Some people also get it at the merch stand at the games.
What kind of stuff do they sell there?
Dude, they got shirts, hats, hoodies, jerseys, socks, stickers.
That's sick. I'm gonna have to pick some up.
Hey, you definitely should.
Catch every new Portland Pickles and Wild Wild West League merch drop at pickleshop.com.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
At Adventist Health Portland, we're partnering with OHSU to give our patients access to more specialists and more advanced care in more places than ever. Together, we can do so much more.
What makes Wickles Pickles so sinfully satisfying? We source only the finest ingredients, including a custom blend of spices that's been a family secret for over 90 years. So when you're ready to get wicked, pick up a jar of defiantly wholesome Wickles. Wickedly delicious.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles.
All right, welcome back, baseball fans, to day 12. We head now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yeah, it is the 12th day of Christmas. I guess technically the 11th, as we're only in the bottom of the 8th here. But first pitch on the way, outside for a ball, 1-0. New pitcher, Matt Bergevin, on the mound for the Gherkins. Wind, and the 1-0 pitch on the way, foul off to the left-hand side. 1-1. Remember, 4 outs needed to get out of the bottom of the 8th inning. Wind, and the 1-1 pitch on the way. High ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. A combined 35 runs on 23 hits and 4 errors so far. We still have an inning or more to go. 2-2 the count. Time called. Cooper Johnson steps out, takes a practice cut. Steps back in from the right side. Wind, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's always entertaining when people argue with the robot umpire. Either they love him or they hate him. There's really no in between. Full count pitch on the way. Ball grounded out to second baseman. Over to the Caden Doughton at first. 1 away. Johnson down 4-3. That's going to bring up extra hitter Brock McMullen. You might remember Brock McMullen from last inning when he was dancing off of second base repeatedly trying to get in Braden Allison's head, and one could argue it worked for a little while. First pitch on the way to him this at-bat. It not in there for a strike. Missed the plate. 1-0, a little bit high. Brock looks at a 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. Bergevin not getting any love from the robot right now. Thought he had both of those pitches. He did not. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one in there for a strike. Brock McMullen can't believe it. Again, either you love the robot or you hate the robot. There's very little in between. 2-1 the count now on its way. Big swing and a miss by Brock. Count now moves to 2-2. Nice pitch by Bergevin. Mid-80s there on that last one. Looks in, gets his sign. McMullen steps out, steps back in, taps home plate. Wind, and the 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and lifted to center field. Alvarado coming in, settles under it, and he makes the catch. 2 away. We are halfway through the bottom of the 8th. So 2 up, 2 down for the Wild Bills here in the bottom of the 8th. Lineup's going to reset. Devin Kirtley back to the plate for his 4th time in 4 innings. Like I said, fans, if you decided to stay at home tonight and watch this one, you missed out on a gem live, let me tell you. That pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Kirtley on the afternoon, 3 for 5, 2 singles and a double, stolen base, and a pair of runs scored. Takes a look at the 0-1 pitch, outside, ball 1, 1-1. Bergevin getting cheered on from the crowd, brings the 1-1 to the plate, caught on and missed, strike 2. Nice looking pitch by Bergevin. Wild Bills center fielder digs in. 1-2 pitch on its way to the plate, and that plunked him. Bergevin almost had him, but instead that pitch gets away from him, and Devin Kirtley going to take his base. That pitch Kirtley was plunked with clocked in at 85 miles an hour. That couldn't have felt great. So runner on first, 2 outs in an inning that requires 4 to get out of it. Oh, and Lucas Ware takes a foul off the helmet. Jake Morrow that fouled that one off, catcher for the Wild Bills. And Lucas Ware's going to take a moment. Lucas Ware takes his spot behind home plate again. Morrow steps in. Bergevin comes in. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Kirtley with a lead at first. Bergevin takes a look. Now brings the 1-1 to the plate. Over for a strike, 1-2. Bergevin's pitches, the fast ones there, topping out in the mid-80s, looking good so far. 1-2. Big swing and a miss from Jake Morrow, strike 3. That is out number 3, which does not mean this inning is over. We got 1 more out to go. That's going to bring up shortstop Michael Soper. Soper is 1 for 5 on the afternoon. Reached on a single back in the third, picked up a stolen base and scored a run that inning. Struck out twice, bounced into a fielder's choice. Wide of the pitch on the way. That is low and outside. Gets away from Lucas Ware on the play. Devin Kirtley going to scamper down to second base. I'm going to call that a wild pitch. Yeah, I'm still scoring. I'm trying to, at least. 1-0 the count. Pitch on the way. That looked like a beautiful pitch, and it was 1-1. A little bit more of an off-speed pitch. Took a little bit off that. 82 miles an hour, that one coming in. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fouled off way back on the left-hand side. Count moves to 1-2. So the Wild Bills have capitalized on a number of the strange rules, but the 4-out inning seems to have stymied them so far. Pitch on the way. Swung on and lined off the netting on the left side. Count remains 1-2. Wild Bills scoring in the second, the third, the fifth, the sixth, and 10 runs in the seventh, though it looks like a 0 on the scoreboard because, well, you know, that just doesn't happen terribly often in baseball. Bergevin comes set, looks back at second, brings the 1-2 to the plate, swing and a miss by Soper, strike 3. That will retire the side. Fans, we move on to the top of the 9th inning. Your score, 3 touchdowns to 2 touchdowns. Wild Bills lead.
Iceland and Portland both love vodka and flexing their weird muscles. I said weird muscles, not beard muscles. Down, boys. There we go. Good beard.
Break of vodka.
Do you know the signs of stroke? Remember the acronym.
All right, fans, we are back for the 9th and, God willing, final spin of the rules wheel. Eventually. Spinner, spinner, winner, winner. What do we got? Oh, every batter's going to start with a 2-1 count here in the 9th. That is quaint, foe. So for a first pitch strike, we now have the count 2-2 on Sean Alvarado. That one out outside, 3-2. Count goes full after 2 pitches. Alvarado steps out, checks his bat, now steps back in. Wind, and the 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled off to the left side. Count remains full. Off-speed pitch there coming from, looks like Caden Shelton. 23, excuse me. Caden Shelton. Trey Herbert brings in the full count pitch, fouled off again. So, full count to Sean Alvarado. Gherkins center fielder came in and replaced Maben in the 7th. Trey comes set. 3-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4. So, Sean Alvarado works a walk. It's going to bring up not shortstop Derek Maben. That's going to bring up shortstop Moises Congo. Two 2-1 pitch over for a strike. Now 2-2. Set the 2-2 pitch on the way. A little bit high, ball 3, 3-2. So Gherkins looking for 7 runs to tie, 8 to take the lead. 3-2 pitch on the way. Got him looking, strike 3. Moises Congo going to head back to the dugout. 1 away here in the top of the 9th. That's going to bring up Gherkins left fielder Adam Stevens. Stevens 1 for 4 on the afternoon, singled in the 6th and scored a run. Also reached on an error back in the 3rd. He fouls off the 2-1 pitch. Count evens up at 2-2.
Take this useless microphone. Honestly, you can probably talk louder than I can, actually.
Stevens steps back in. Trey comes set. Wind and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3, full count. We get there quickly when the count starts at 2-1. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Adam Stevens going to take a seat. So Gherkins down to their final out. And Bergevin's coming, you know what? It's Christmas, sure. Bergevin coming back to the plate. Maben batted for him in the 8th, but Maben's going to be pinch hit for by pitcher Matt Bergevin, who swings on the 2-1 pitch. Strike 2-2. Gherkins fans here would love to see Bergevin go yard here in the 9th. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back. 2-2. I appreciate that Jake Morrow gave chase to that, like catching it off the net might still result in an out. That was like 4 innings ago. Actually, it was 4 innings ago. That was the fans catching out off the net out. Yeah, back in the 5th. Holy cow. 2-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. Good eye by Matt Bergevin. Count now full on the Gherkins right fielder, nay relief pitcher. 3-2 pitch on the way. Low and outside, ball 4. So Bergevin works a walk. The third walk that he's worked this evening. That's going to bring up extra hitter Justin Herzog. 2 on, 2 out. Herzog fouls the first pitch off the left tone pole for a strike. 2-2. Herzog twirls the bat around. Trey looks in. Comes set. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and a shot into right or left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. All right, so we've got the bases loaded now and 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Alvarado moves along to third. Matt Bergevin down to second. Herzog with the single. That's going to bring up second baseman Colby Grace. Grace already with a 3-run home run this afternoon. Could do some more damage here. Wind and the pitch on the way. Ball. That brings the count to 3-1. Now, admittedly, that home run by Colby Grace was an inside the park home run, but nonetheless, pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Strike 2. So the count is quickly gone full at 3-2. Wild Bills clinging to a 7-run lead here in the top of the 9th. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Trey comes in with the 3-2 pitch, and that cracked to left field. But back on the pitch was Cody Rennett. He gets under it and makes the final out of the game. Fans, it has been the merriest, wildest, weirdest Christmas here at Walker Stadium. Your final score, Wild Bills 21, Portland Gherkins 14. Fans, make sure you join us back here at the Walk tomorrow for another doubleheader worth of action. It is New Year's redo day tomorrow, and I can't wait to see what we've got in store for you then. Until next time, fans, take care of yourselves. Signing off from Walker Stadium. Thanks for joining us.